I've got to start kind of at the beginning because I was just a simple housewife. I never wanted to go any place in my lifetime on a trip except to Texas because I'm from Texas. And I love Texas, and I just, every year I'd go 2 or 3 times back home. And normally I would drive. I never did like to fly very much. I met Ann, the founder of the Enlightened Foundation, and we were both on the missions committee, and she had gone on a, let me see what it's called, a vacation Bible school in Romania. And at that time, Romania had just come from having a dictator, and he had devastated their country, and there were a lot of children, there were a lot of orphans in Romania, not just little babies and children, but teenagers. She went there and she saw a big need for education in that country and prayer, and they need a lot of prayer. And so she talked to me, we became friends, and she was talking to me about this, and she was all excited about wanting to help somebody. She's a very wonderful person, Ann Griffith is, and she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. But so she says to me, how do you go on a mission or a mission trip? And I said, okay, well, I have a friend, and so I invited Gail to go to lunch with Ann and I, and we just point blank said to her, how do you start a mission? What do you do? And she said to us, the very first thing you need to do on any trip that you take anywhere, if you're wanting to start a school or go on a mission, take people on a mission trip, is to pray. Pray around the area that you want that school in, pray around the town, and pray around the church. And that you should also always be covered by a church. And so Ann turned to me and she said, I know what you're going to do. I have the perfect person for you to do it with. That one statement, God opened up a whole new area in my life, and that was, I met the most wonderful person in the world, Wanda Roberts. She was a pastor of Anchor of Hope Church. And so she introduced me to Wanda, and Wanda and I became roommates, and from that time on, we became fast friends. Wanda puts all her faith in the Lord, and everywhere we went, we would pray about the situation. And once when we were going into Romania, driving in there, we were taking in medical supplies. We took a lot of supplies, vitamins and medicines and clothing, and would always take things for the people there because they were in great need. And we had to go across the border, and there was a lot of heavy military presence. And they stopped us at the border, and Ann came around to where Wanda and I were sitting, and she said, if they discover these medicines, they're going to take them away from us. So you guys had better pray. So Wanda and I got busy, and we prayed and asked God to watch over us. And you know, we went through that boarding crossing, and we went through every boarding crossing that we ever had to do in any country, and we never had any problems. Because you know why? God was with us. And when you're in the will of God, He will allow many things. You just need to be open to what God has for you. You need to step out. And if it is to step out of your comfort zone, do it. You will not understand or reap a blessing of great reward if you don't do this. I have been able to go a lot of great places and meet people beyond measure with Ann Griffith and the Enlightened Foundation.